We are with Daniel Schaer, who has been ambassador to several countries as part of the Ministry of External Affairs of Estonia. And now he is using all those valuable international experience in of diplomacy as the Commissioner General of Estonian Pavilion at Expo 2020. Welcome to the show, Mr. Schaer.
Thank you very much for having me.
Estonia has emerged as one of the most advanced digital societies in the world. What are some of the top digital services that are not common in other countries? And I'm also curious to know more about that online voting process and whether Estonian citizens can actually vote online.
Thank you very much for the good question. But I think the best way to start is to tell you about what you can't do online in Estonia. And there's only two things you can't do. You can't get married and you can't get divorced, because they want to make sure that you think about this process and they ask you, are you sure? So those are the only two processes. Of course, we have all of the normal things, banking, health, all of your health records are online, all of your tax declarations, 97% of tax declarations are done online. So all of these normal everyday services. But for example, something that's important to Estonians is Christmas. So Christmas time, you go into the forest and you get a Christmas tree. So you can digitally pay for this Christmas tree, find the Christmas tree and go cut it down, and it's all done through the government, because the government has their own forests that are especially grown for the Christmas, and you can go and get your Christmas tree through the digital service. And your second question, you were asking about internet voting. So there's a difference between e-voting and i-voting, and often they get mixed up. So e-voting is anything electronic. So for example, you have a computer at the polling station, that's already e-voting. But in Estonia, we have internet voting, and it's very much based on our identification system. So everyone has a single identification number. And depending on which system you use to confirm who you are, you're able to do this using your phone or using your ID card in your computer. You can vote anywhere you want around the world. Yesterday we had a little demonstration here in the pavilion, and my colleague, the Deputy Commissioner General, did his vote here online. Wow. I will be doing the same today.
Wow, that's amazing. So talking about the digital revolution, Estonia offers one of its kind e-residency for the entrepreneurs, and where an entrepreneur can establish a business in Estonia without visiting the country. Can you share more details on how it works, and if there are any loopholes which a person needs to be aware of, and what is the ballpark figure one needs to look at if one has to start an online business in Estonia?
So the e-residency program is for people not living in Estonia, not non-residents, to be able to use the e-services that we offer. So that gives you access to the ecosystem, and also that gives an opportunity for those not living in the European Union to open up a company in the European Union. And the process goes is that you do an online application. You fill in the application, and then it goes through the approval process. And after the approval process, you go to one of our embassies to pick up the one that you've chosen. You go to pick up your card, and I think it's about 150 euros is the fee for that, depending on where you are picking it up. And then you get the e-residency. Then you go and apply for your company. There's a service provider that you can choose. The services are somewhere between 100 to 200 euros. And then there's another government smaller payment, and then you can create your company. And if you want to start taking out dividends, then you have to put in an investment of 2,500 euros, which is your capital. So to actually open up your company, it's very cheap. And then if you want to start taking out the dividends out of your company, you have 10 years to put in this capital, and then you can start taking out dividends.
So this 2,500 euros gets blocked, or can you use it for their business?
It becomes a part of the capital, the payment into your company. So that's the share capital.
Oh, okay, very interesting. So Estonia has also done remarkable work in preserving the biodiversity, and there are a lot of species of birds which it has been able to preserve, which are becoming extinct in rest of the Europe. It has also a lot of options for those looking at sustainable travel, or as we call it, green tourism these days. But the country is not as much known in sustainable travel, maybe because of the neighboring countries which are slightly more popular or maybe marketed better. Why is that? And what would be your pitch to the travelers? Why should Estonia be part of their itinerary?
Well, I think the answer to your question is that a lot of the visitors, they get stuck in the capital of Tallinn because we have an old town that's 700, 800 years old, medieval towers. So often they get stuck in this beauty and then they forget about the nature component. So the nature in Estonia is incredible. 50% of the country is forests, a lot of lakes. We have over 2,500 islands that you can visit. So two of the islands, bigger ones, Saaremaa and Hiiumaa, are very popular. I was just there on last weekend. Beautiful colors, beautiful landscape, very good food, because our food is very much based on what you can get from the forest, what you can get from the rivers, the lakes, the sea. So that really makes, from the forest to the table. So really another sustainable aspect of tourism in Estonia. So really, if you're coming to Estonia, look outside of Tallinn, even though it's very enticing and it's beautiful, but look at also the other. Oh, and the last thing is also that's very specific to Estonia is bogs or swamps. So we have trails in them with wooden made paths that you can go and walk in them. You can go in winter, you can go in the summer. They have special trips where you put on these like snowshoes to walk through the bogs. This is something very special in Estonia that many countries don't have.
Wow, I'm sure those who are viewing the show right now would definitely be make it part of their itinerary. So moving on, Estonia is part of the European Union, and it is also part of OECD. Uh, for those who may have not heard much about Estonia, it consistently ranks very high on Human Development Index, and it ranks at eighth number globally on the Index of Economic Freedom, and I think it's above Canada and Japan and many other countries, which was a little surprising for me when I was doing the research. So, what are some of the reasons which make Estonia so unique?
Well, what happened when we restored our independence in 1991? We really had to find a way of delivering to the people the services in a efficient and cost-effective manner. So we created e-Estonia, the e-society, and as I mentioned before, all the services online, excellent. But together with this, we take the nature together. So the time that we save, for example, from the e-signatures is about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how many transactions these people do, from not having to say stand in queues. So what do we do with this time? We go to our summer houses, we go to the forest, and if we need to work, we can do it from there as well. In addition to that, our universities and our education system is one of the best in the world. The last PISA tests, giving the aptitude of students, ranked Estonia #1 in Europe and in the top 5 in the world. So again, everything starts from the ground roots, educating the kids, moving on to the next level at university, creating a free market economy open to all, transparency and democracy. Those are the key words to Estonia and I guess the reasons for our success.
Mr. Schaer, you are a career diplomat and you have used your experience of diplomacy really well to answer all the questions. Really thankful, and you have been quite honest and really appreciate, and thanks a lot from Wild team, and all the best for the Expo 2020.
Thank you very much, and please come and visit us again. And any of your viewers, we're here for you. Please come visit.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.